Συνέντευξη στον Αντένα και στη Χριστάλα Βιλάνου παραχώρησε ο κορυφαίος καρδιολόγος και πρόεδρος του καρδιολογικού νοσοκομείου Mount Sinai της Νέας Υόρκης, Βαλεντίν Φουστέρ. Ο καθηγητής ήταν ο κύριος ομιλητής στο 13ο Διεθνές Πολυθεματικό Βιοιατρικό Συνέδριο της Ιατρικής Σχολής του Ευρωπαϊκού Πανεπιστημίου. Να δούμε τα σημαντικά που λέει στη Χριστάλα Βιλάνου.
So it is a great pleasure and honor to have the opportunity to speak to you. Your name has been associated with cardiology, among other fields. Thank you very much for this interview. So you are visiting Cyprus, Dr. Fuster, to participate as the honorary keynote speaker at a very significant international conference of the School of Medicine at the European University and the Cyprus Medical Association, which will be attended by scientists from many countries around the world. How important are such initiatives, and what can a scientist, a young scientist, gain from them?
Well, first of all, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. And I have to go back 15 years ago, where the research that I was involved with was basically to understand cardiovascular disease. In the last 15 years, I decided to change drastically. And with new technology, trying to understand health. Why? Because we knew more about disease than actually health. So in the last 15 years, I think I have been involved in health on 3 different ages, from birth to age 20, age 20 to 60, and 60 to 100, which I will be talking in this meeting. I think this is a trend, and I think the university here is also moving towards this trend that I would call promoting health, even much more positive than preventing disease.
Okay, very interesting. So you will also be awarded with the title of Doctor Honoris Causa from the Senate of the European University and the School of Medicine on coming Saturday. How you feel? You gain a lot of awards. How you feel about this award? And is there anything that you like to say about it?
Well, every award, I think, is you always have a feeling of something has been done, particularly if you have influence to the people. But I have to confess to you, after 2-3 hours, I forget about it. But I think it's important, the award, not because it comes to me, but means I have done something that had some influence. And I think this is a good feeling that one has.
Yeah. So the life and career of scientists, I imagine, are full of challenges, maybe dilemmas, difficult decisions, disappointment sometimes. Do you have any advice or messages you would like to share with the young scientists and doctors?
Well, first of all, you are born as an investigator. It's very important, the sense of curiosity, motivation. This is from the beginning. I think this is critically important because all of us have positives and negatives. We have to find out who we are. And what I tell young people who evolve in the field of cardiology, I say the following things. First, be sure that you know that you are the cream of the cream. So you have to give thanks to society rather than criticizing all the time. This is the first thing I tell them. The second, it goes along to your question, and that is find out who you are and invest there. Here we need mentors. And young people don't look at mentors at this stage. You know why? Because they feel they have accomplished so much that they can make the decisions by themselves. This is one of the biggest mistakes of young people. The third message is, and this is, society has changed since I was a young fellow. Now you have to work with a team. You cannot work alone. And that's the third message. And then the final message is to be resilient. It goes back to your comment. There are ups and downs in all of our lives. Whatever we do, the important thing is to be positive and trying to overcome. This is actually what I tell people. And some of them are going to be scientists, but some of them not. Many of them not. The majority, actually. So I think it's very important to have this vocation, this motivation, this curiosity.
Yeah. So among the many things you have achieved, is there something you consider the most important?
Well, yes, the organization that all the fellows I train, more than 200, they have an organization in my name, and we meet all together every other year. Is fantastic. I mean, that to me is, in a way, is what we said at the beginning. It seems you have done something that has been positive. I'm very humble, so I don't want to sound to be arrogant, but the important thing is we meet all of us and we talk and so forth, and it's a good feeling. That's the number one.
Now, in recent decades, great advances have been made in cardiology. However, cardiovascular diseases remain the leading, I think, cause of death worldwide. What is the reason for this, and how could this be reversed?
Well, first of all, in the adult population, we know what causes the disease. Most of the risk factors we know, from hypertension, cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, lack of exercise, cigarette smoking. We know that. The question is why something we know will continue to be the number one killer today. And here is the problem. We are in a world of consumption. And the question is who is tremendous. So the question is how can we solve this? And in my view, and it's a very personal view, is to go to children in education. And actually, I would say that 50% of my time today is actually education in children, because the child retains what you tell, and when you are an adult, it comes out. So we have very powerful interventions in terms of health being a priority, and I will be talking in this Congress about this.
Okay, interesting. Now, there is a great deal of discussion about artificial intelligence, and many believe it could lead to a new era in medicine. Do you share this view, and how you feel about this? Well,
there's a lot of talk, but I have to say artificial intelligence is like electricity years ago. It's there. It's going to be very powerful. But we have to be very cautious. For example, in medicine, in cardiovascular medicine, artificial intelligence is making things much easier, methodologically speaking, much faster. That's number one. And then it's very important in the development of new drugs, pharmacological development. But we have to be very careful. And let me tell you why. Because the young students, unfortunately, are now all in front of a computer, and they don't know how to talk to patients. So we can bring artificial intelligence as a method, a computerized approach. But I am very concerned. I'm very concerned about the development of the minds of these young people. And today, I had a meeting 2 days ago, actually in Barcelona, about patient and doctor relationship. And there was a representative of the patient organization. And they talked, the patient is important in trials and so forth. And I said, it's important, but what about the doctors who deal with you? What is the chemistry? What is the empathy? And that person was the president of the organization, says, you're really right, it's a big problem. So we have to be very aware that all these technologies are fantastic, but be sure that we don't lose track of the patient, particularly in the case of training young people.
And Dr. Fuster, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.